The WrestleMania Minutes on Down the Aisle Wrestling Podcast with Robbie Mack and Kevin Laramie. Here's Kevin Laramie. WrestleMania 9 live from Las Vegas, Nevada, from Caesar's Palace outside in a volleyball course, Rob.
Do we really have to talk about this one?
Yeah, we fucking do. Toga party!
Oh my god. Kevin.
One of the worst ones ever.
For me, it's the worst. Absolutely. Bar none.
With the worst commentary with Randy Savage there.
And a debuting Jim Ross. For Jim Ross's first, here's a guy who was so legendary in WCW, called so many iconic matches, and they have him in a toga.
Stuck between a Randy Savage that wants to get the hell out of there and a Bobby Heenan that's just
Also,
tired. Also
and he's
want to
also
get out of there.
Because he would join WCW later this year. Yeah, WrestleMania 9 for me, Kevin, is my most hated WrestleMania. There's a lot of reasons why. I think it's because for me in 93 when the Royal Rumble happened, and it wasn't the 92 Royal Rumble that Ric Flair had, it made me hate it already because I just made me wish it was last year, and I'm like, oh, I wish this was the one that Ric Flair won. I wish he would just win every year. But so for me it was a lose-lose, and just the matches sucked, the venue sucked, it just
Let's talk about the venue. Yeah, we said it was outside, but it was in a makeshift Roman type of Coliseum. Way too much yellow in my opinion. It was supposed to be gold, but a Wrestle Coliseum is white, you dumb fucks.
Yeah,
it was weird. The thing was weird. The only funny skit in that whole pay-per-view, in my opinion, was Bobby and Kim on that camel backwards. That was the funniest part of that whole fucking match. The match sucked. Shawn Michaels was with fucking Luna Vachon.
Yeah, I know, eh? That was pretty random. It's because I think they're just trying to put whoever was not getting along with Sherry, they would just put him with Shawn, I guess, eh?
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go into the details for 1 second. April 4th, 1993, with an attendance of 16,891 people. Caesar's Palace was a venue, as we say. It was another flat rate type of deal they did with the casino. So the casino took charge. They paid WWE a flat rate for a supposedly amount of ticket, and the onus of getting those tickets sold, the onus of getting 18-inch butts in those seats was on Caesar's Palace, and it was full of people. But again, the crowd reaction were almost non-existent because of the fact that it was outside mixed with a comp audience. It was just a weird feeling mix, you know. If you're listening to our regular show, Down the Aisle Wrestling Podcast, that just came out, number 31, a couple days ago, we talk about the lighting and how it affects the show. In that show, you see shadows everywhere, and it's really annoying to me.
It just gives it a cheap feel, doesn't it?
It does, with the toga and the cheap cartoon-looking backdrop of the Roman Coliseum. The best way to describe that pay-per-view, you just said it, Rob. It's a cheap WrestleMania.
And there's no great matches. There's nothing to like. Obviously, there's a couple of big moments, I guess you could say. You know, Hulk Hogan comes back.
Black Eye.
Yeah, the Black Eye, which I think was passed off as there's a lot of stories. There was one where Savage
to the bath or something.
Yeah, there was one story where Savage punched him because he was getting fresh with Elizabeth. I think the actual story was a speedboating accident. There's also one story where he dropped a barbell on him. Like there's I don't know if it's, you'd have to go up. You'd have to ask Dave Meltzer. He probably knows the exact story, but there's like 3 or 4.
That pay-per-view is so bad that I wish that I was in the place of Bret Hart when Mr. Fuji threw that salt. I wish that I had that salt in my eyes so I could not have to watch the rest of that show.
Yeah, it was horrible. What stands out? What was your favorite match?
Favorite match of that pay-per-view, it was Shawn Michaels, Luna Vachon, and I don't even remember who they're fighting against.
Tatanka.
Oh, fuck, it was Tatanka. It was still the best match of that show, but yeah, what else can you choose?
If I had to pick Kevin, and just because he got a good match out of a bigger guy.
Gonzalez?
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Number 2 of the streak?
Actually, we messed up. We forgot.
I know.
WrestleMania 7, where Undertaker beats Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
And they skipped number 8.
Yeah, he's not at... Well, no, 7 he beats Snuka, 8 he beats Jake Roberts, and this one. So
Okay,
he's 3-0.
Oh, he's 3 and
Yeah.
0 at the WrestleMania 9. There we go. We're fact correcting here on the WrestleMania Minutes.
Yeah, that kind of hit me the other day. I'm like, oh, we missed one, but I knew we'd. See, we correct ourselves before the internet corrects us too, right? So
Yeah, because the show not even out yet.
exactly. So we're.
And what is your favorite match before we wrap this baby up for the WrestleMania Minutes today?
Well, Kevin, I would have to say my favorite match is
Gonzalez.
no, Bret Hart versus Yokozuna. Even though Yokozuna was a bigger guy, Bret Hart got a good match out of him, I thought.
He did put the sharpshooter on those fat legs, which is not the case for WrestleMania 10.
And no, and the ending is a little bit different than at WrestleMania 10. The famous belt changes twice in one night.
Exactly. After Bret Hart gets the salt, the aforementioned salt in the eye by Mr. Fuji, he goes outside, gets beat, and takes a look at Hulk Hogan and says, Hogan, you go for it. You go for it. And a couple of seconds later, oh, big boot, oh, leg drop. Hogan is the new champion in Nevada.
For a couple of months, and then he loses it at King of the Ring back to Yokozuna.
And a year later, you would think WrestleMania 9 never happened.
Yeah, I would like to think that it would never happen.
And
so it's the last time we have to talk about it, ever.
And after today, it never happened because we're sending you to WrestleMania 10. All right, take care, guys.
Peace out.